11:21. And time has begun for all of us to be one. It's Johnny Icepike, folks, and I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you really sharp and witty tonight. It's only a couple minutes left of this day, and it is my duty. It is my duty to show you astrology, top to bottom, not of just charts that I have before you, but how these charts will align to your chart. We're coming from the past and we're going into the future. So what I need you to do is I need you to go to astro.com. If you don't have your chart already, if you don't know where your planets are, if you don't have them memorized in the sky, so you're extra wise. So nobody cries and everyone flies. This is the Father's goal, right? It's that dark side of every planet, right? It's that dark side of every planet that gets us. Okay? Every planet has two sides. Every planet is rebellious to the sun. There's that light side that's working with the sun, and then there's that dark side that isn't working with the sun. And that's how every planet works. When we leave this world, we lose the light, and we're in the dark. And holy cow, watch out for the sharks. Now let's be smart like Tony Stark. Okay, here we go. We're going to start the whole night off. We're going to actually link every single chart I have before you to who? To the guy that has put his shining light all over a third of the country, a third of the population of the earth, and how the Western world thinks, and that's Mr. King James VI. Okay? We're going to bring his chart right up before you. We're going to let you look at the chart. Right? This is the King James VI, okay? Hypothetical birth time at noon. But what we're looking at here, what is most important, how all these charts connect from him to me, right? Is the time, this is it, right? Because even though it's hypothetical noon, he's got this thing happening, right? And what is that thing? He's got a moon in Pisces at 11 degrees and 39 minutes, which is perfectly opposed my natal Venus in Virgo at like 10 degrees, 49 minutes, okay? I'm going to show you this, right? We're going to actually show you my chart compared to his. So here I am. We're going to make this really easy for you to look at. You're going to be able to do screenshots and the whole Jones, okay? So here it is. And this is the reason why I'm coming to you, because I'm having a beer here, guys. It is 11:24. I'm having my nightly beer, okay? Just keep everything nice and, wet. Okay? I'm ready to talk to you. I've been through the worst of my lung problem, and now we're back on track here, okay? But most importantly, the Father, this is Sunday, folks. We got about 35 minutes left of Sunday, and the Father has been downloading to me all day long. And why is the Father downloading me? Because when you look at my chart, I am ruled by Mercury and the Sun. But most importantly, look at me, folks. I have a Sun in the third house of communications. I have a Jupiter in Leo in the fourth house of a Cancer house, of the fourth house, okay? And then here's my moon in Pisces at what? At 26 degrees Pisces in my house of the group, okay? There it is, and there's Saturn not too far away. Now, let's look at everything. I've been from the past. I'm coming from the past. I've seen the past, and I know the future. And the future is to line all of us to the sun, because all bad deeds on the planet are done by one. And what is that one? That is the dark side of our planets. Okay? Everyone's got dark sides of their planets, okay? So, let's get whole. And I'm going to show you my bowl, right? Let's sup with the Father, okay? Because the Father is actually, it is Sunday, the Father's actually been talking to me, right? The sun is in Pisces, folks. The Pisces water sign where borders are removed when Saturn's there too. Okay? So let's look at King James, and let's look at how his planets line right up to me, right? He's got this sun in Gemini at 27 degrees, 26 minutes, and that is going to be completely squared my moon. Okay? That's where he is. It's a perfect square because my moon is at 26 degrees, 49 minutes. This is on the hypothetical chart. But what is the likelihood that the hypothetical chart would be perfectly square my sun? Okay? Or my moon, sorry. Excuse me. We go back here again. I got lots of charts for you. This is King James. This is the reason why we're all here, is this guy, right? He's some of the last works while he was king of Great Britain, after he established Great Britain, after he financed the first English-speaking Bible. What was King James doing before he, kicked the bucket? He was formulating Canada. This is what he was doing. And we're going to show you Canada compared to King James, all right? Here's me compared to him. And I'm going to shrink this down for you so you can get a good screenshot of this chart. This is me compared to the King James, and the charts absolutely line up. Okay? I mean, if you look at the planets, his Mercury, King James's Mercury was 14 degrees King James's Mercury was 14 degrees Cancer, okay? This is his Mercury. My Mercury is 13 degrees Cancer. I'm telling you, I'm the holy relic. There's no reason why I am the way I am. Because I've been kicking the can for as long as time has been. And all these charts will show you that there is everything to know about your sun, right? Okay, now take a look at this, folks. We all have dark sides, we all have light sides, but look at this. Look how everything works up. He's got a Pluto in Pisces at 18 degrees. His Pluto in Pisces at 18 degrees is perfectly opposed my Pluto in Virgo at 18 degrees. I mean, how close do you want the Father to be? To me and you. Because this is Nozu. This is the park we've been predestined to manage. Scrap all your religions and pick up your chart. And now it's time to remove all the farts, okay? Because that's what they are. These wars are nothing but farts of intellectual cowardice, to kneel before Ra. When I say kneel before Ra, remember, my sun is 2 degrees Leo. De Janeiro. I'm no sparrow. I'm the lion. I'm not denying. I'm not crying. I'm not sighing. I'm justified. I'm connected to them all. It is my life's call to talk to you tonight because we have to show you time, right? We have to you have to know the elements, and you have to know the planets, and you have to know how they link to yourself through the Father, which is Ra. There's no more thievery, right? There's more lies. There's no one who cries. We must know when the Father's talking to us. Now look at Dominion. Now we're going to compare the Dominion of Canada to James, right? Because this is how we learn. We are all in places. And the Father wakes us up every single morning and he says, this is our daily work on this Sunday. The day that belongs to Ra. King James is 6. Sun at 27 degrees Gemini. Moon at 11 degrees Pisces. Mercury at 14 degrees Cancer. Venus at 22 degrees Taurus. Mars at 18 degrees Leo. Jupiter at 0 degrees Libra. Saturn at 26 degrees Leo. Uranus at 14 degrees Sagittarius. Neptune at 12 degrees Gemini. Pluto at 18 degrees Pisces. Node 20 degrees Scorpio. Chiron, 4 degrees Aquarius. Lilith at 20 degrees Sagittarius. Now let's get on with it, folks. We know how King James works. Now let's look at the Dominion of Canada. What do we find? We find a Cancer sun at 8 degrees. At 8 degrees, 50 minutes, 9 degrees. This would be conjunct King James Mercury. Orbs with the sun are allowed to 10 degrees, but 9 degrees to his 14 is only 5 degrees out. So we have his Mercury, his mind, connected to Canada. On Canada's birthday. And look at his moon. Look at the moon of Canada at 28 degrees Gemini. What is King James? 27 degrees, 26 degrees Gemini. That's the son of King James. And the moon of Canada is 28 degrees. How much more heaven do I need to be? Look how it works out. How is it possible that I am born so many years after all of these events and they still link up to me, okay? Because look at Cancer. Look at Canada here. Canada has a Mercury of 4 degrees Leo when I'm a sun at 2 degrees 34 minutes. Look at the Leo of Canada. And look at me. 2 degrees 34 minutes, that's my sun, right? It's a true thing. I'm born to be this king. I'm born to be this country's leader. There's nothing hiding it. There is no other Canadian coming before you tonight with this message. I am this kingdom's king. I am here to take the throne from King Charles and to lead us all properly in a commonwealth like King James would. Okay, birth of the town of Banff. Okay, look at this. This is craziness. The father is a very interesting guy. He's so exact with the numbers. King James VI has a Jupiter at Libra at 0 degrees, okay? That's where his Jupiter's. That's expansion, right? Banff was a royal borough. Banff was a royal borough in Scotland by Robert the Bruce. And I have that chart in another video. Okay? Now, when we look at look where King James is. He's got a Jupiter in Libra, right? At 0 degrees. So where's Jupiter? Let's find him in Libra. Okay? Jupiter is this guy. He's the guy that looks like 4, right? There he is. 6th house and 7th house. That's the partner. That's the Saturn. That's the Saturn and Venus house, right? That's Libra. The cup, right? The cup. Do you hear me? And this is his Jupiter, right? This is King James Jupiter. And where is he? Look at this. It's so crazy. When we look at the town of Banff. Excuse me, it's getting dry. So, when we look at the town of Banff, we see Libra. His Jupiter, King James VI. The Union Jack. King James, right? Right there. When you go across the Legion, and you're there next to the museum there, the Natural History Museum of Banff, right there. And that flag flying is the Union Jack. That's the east side, right? And there's that 0 degrees Libra, right? And there's King James with that Jupiter, 0 degrees Libra, right? They all match up, folks. I'm going slow so you can do your screenshots. I'm not going too crazy here. So these are the charts, right? These are the charts. You look at it. Look at this house of Capricorn here, and look where the town of Banff is. And it's got a 10 degrees Capricorn sun, which is opposed not only the Capricorn sun of the town of Banff is not only opposed to my Mercury, but King James Mercury as well. I remember, King James's moon of Pisces at 11 degrees 39 minutes is perfectly opposed to my Venus, right? Here we go. Here's the 11. Here I am. And here's my Venus in the 5th house. Remember, Princess Diana had a 5th house Venus just like me. She's a princess, right? And I have a chart of a king, right? There's my Saturn in the 7th house. Or here's my Saturn at the cusp of the 12th house in the 11th house of community, right? There's many world leaders that have that Saturn placement. It's a place of reincarnation. I've been around before. I'm an old soul that's been kicking around, but I'm young. I'm the youngest heart in town because I'm here to lead you all. It's my call. It's my ball. It's my seesaw, right? With that node, look at my node in Taurus. It's the same place with King Charles. I have the same North Node in Taurus. And my North Node in Taurus is perfectly opposed my Mars, right? Look what the Father's done for us, right? I have that 6th house of never-ending service. That's me. That's Mr. Heavenly. I'm connected to it all. So let's go. Let's call the ball. All right? Whose solar system really is it, okay, on this Alberta day? Yeah, sweet home Alberta. Look at Alberta. Now let's look at James again. Look at Alberta's. On birthday Alberta, the Father is such an interesting guy. He likes us to cry. He wants us to know he's watching every single line. Look at the ascendant of Alberta. It's 13 degrees Cancer. 13 degrees. Here's Juno, one-on-one relationships. Here's Neptune in his own house on the cusp, right? And it's this watery time, right? And look at this 13 degrees mark, right? What does that do? That connects to his Mercury would just be on the inside cusp of the 1st house. Look at it. The house of Mercury. Look at Juno. And it all connects to James. And it all connects to the town of Banff, but most importantly, Canada as well. They all connect together. But when you look at my Mercury is there at 13 degrees 49 minutes. It's closer to my Mercury. My Mercury and James's Mercury is there on the 1st house. This is what makes me say sweet home Alberta. This is my home. This is my Rome. This is my zone. No egos, folks. This is the Father talking to all of us. You are going to link your charts all up to these charts I have for you tonight. Okay? Because it's all about the future and it's all about the past with me. Because I know both. I've been there. I've seen it all. It's my call. Okay? So let's pull this down. We got this Alberta day happening here. We're in Alberta. Okay? This is the Father talking to all of us. Okay? We have these 2 charts right here, and then I got even more charts over here, okay? This is this whole entire turn, because we're in the turn, guys. We have 2 elemental turns. We have 2 elemental turns of the rulers of time, and the Father has put this in my head today. I had no control of it. He is the one that's giving this to me, because I am Leo. I'm Mr. De Janeiro. I'm Mr. I can't lie. I can't sigh. I can't cry. The Father is with me because I'm the lion. This is where he's giving me this crown land. Okay? And he's going to show you. You're going to come across this chart, these charts, and you're going to line them right up to yours. And when you look at the chart, you're looking at the heart, and that you have to know it's the Father breathing on your spine to tell you your time. Here we go. Alberta Day. Okay, we have some time coming up here, guys. I have 2 squares before you, okay? This is 2024 right here. Okay, this is the square of August 19th. This is the square, the first square. This is the very first square of Jupiter and Saturn since the Star of Bethlehem, 2020, December 21st. Okay? It has taken them 4 years to form the first square. This is the first turn of the race while Jupiter makes his time. And time is Saturn. This is the first turn of the race. And you have to think about all the things that have been happening. Jupiter is the motion, and Saturn is the timekeeper. This is you, this is me, this is everyone in the zoo. Okay? The motion and the timekeeper. The daily time, the daily motion. The Father wakes us all up because of that blue light he shines on all of us. The ship shape. Get out, right? It's all about who's hot or cold and lukewarm, okay? We're all serving our time. The motion of the serving belongs to Jupiter. The serving itself is that sixth house of Mercury. The communication of the service is that third house of Gemini, right? We have to know how this all works with Mercury. We have to know all this works with our moon, which is our mortality. And we have to look at the Jupiter and Saturn, which are the two rulers of time, okay? This is their first square. We're all making a turn in the road this year. We all on the same planet, following the same sun. This is one son of a gun, right? So here we go. It's the elemental sign of Pisces, Saturn in Pisces at 17 degrees. And then Jupiter in Gemini at 17 degrees, ruled by Mercury. And Saturn's in the house of Neptune, okay? At 17 degrees. He's past the apex. He's past the apex for the turn. He's over the trade over period of the apex of Pisces, the water sign, right? The earth is moving through the water. Think about this in your life. Think about how all these charts line up to your charts in your daily work before Ra and before Khonshu. Okay? Not Mr. Kazoo. So here we go, all right? Now, look at 2025, okay? The Father works really neat with this on the squares, okay? On the turns, because the square is the turn. It's not a soft time, it's a sharp time, it's a turn, okay? Excuse me, it's okay. Okay, now take a look. We have Jupiter at the square. This square is actually right before Sun catches up with Jupiter for the new moon. The moon's over here, but in no time at all, just a few days, the moon's going to come over here and he's going to make some kind of conjunction, right? That's going to be for 2025, where the Sun and the Moon will make their new moon presence after the Sun has crossed over Jupiter. The Sun will be like 4 degrees, okay? This is an elemental, because this on this square right here, the first square, excuse me, the first square is of air. The first square is of air, and the second square, well, the first square is of air and water, okay? And then the second square is of water and air, but in water and fire, okay? Very interesting charts. Air and water for the first year, and then we have the water and fire, and it's right on the trade over period, right? It's right finishing the trade over of the two signs of Aries and Cancer, and their cardinal signs. So the first square is a mutable square, okay, for Pisces and Gemini. Pisces is mutable, and they're both of these signs are of duality nature, okay? Let me back real second. I gotta get another drink. I hope you had time for a screenshot. Okay. It's a past blue ribbon, second half. Did you get beer? I get dried out too much. This place needs... We don't even have the dehydrator on. This place needs a humidifier, but it's just too small. I can't run a humidifier with how many electronics I have here. Okay. So what we have here, guys, I'm going to be quite simple with you. Here we go. I hope you have your charts and I hope you're following this properly, okay? Now, these are the next charts. I've shown you a little bit now. We're going to look at the weight. You know, you go fishing, you got a sinker on that weight, right? You go fishing, you cast a line. The distance that line is going to travel is hooked to that weight on that sinker, okay? When you're fishing. Okay? This is how it works. And the solar system works the same way. This is the conjunction of 24. This is the heaviest day of the year, right? The end of that line is the Earth that holds that line, that sinker, okay? That sinker, that Earth sign, right? Between the 26th and the 27th of May in 2024, we're going to witness that sinker, right? Because the sinker goes, you know, that sinker is what makes that line sink, and we're going to catch that fish, right? And when you're on the other side of that fish is, you know, when you go on the other side of that sinker has a hook, right? And then on the ascendant of this conjunction that's happening, right? It's the heaviest conjunction of the year. Conjunction, function, what's that assumption when you're hitting that bottom of that pond, right? Because that's what you got here. You got a Scorpio. Scorpio is the hook, right? The hook is light. It's nice and shiny, you know. You got the lure. It pulls that fish in. You know, that fish is about to grin, and he doesn't know he's going to have that grin of, holy cow, I just got caught. Because that's the whole entire, this is the whole entire Jones of the show right here. When you look at 2024, it's the 6th and the 7th, right? Because this is the actual time of the conjunction. The moon is coming in, right, for this conjunction here. The moon will play right through. This moon will play right through, guys. I'm not even kidding you. For this day, when you start watching that moon, you know, you watch the 6th, you watch the 5th. This is the new moon. Things are closing down, right? It's about time for a new story in town. This is the new moon. Taurus, the Venus, you know, you got all these planets. You got Venus is going to be trying my Venus on this day, okay? For some people, things are going their way, and for some people it isn't. This is the heavy sign, right? There's 3 heavy signs that we got to know about. You know, actually there's these fixed signs. Some of these people, a lot of astrologers consider these fixed signs, these fixed signs of Aquarius, or I should say Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. These signs right here are considered these fixed signs, okay? But the 3 that really stand out the bunch are these signs of Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, which are considered these really heavy signs. Remember, Aquarius is an air sign. It's an air. It's an air mutable sign with both Gemini and Libra. Okay, they're air signs. They're light as a feather. They like birds who like to flock together. They're air signs. That's why lightning travels through the air. It comes to the ground too, but still, there's that whole entire connectivity there, right? That's that Aquarius thing. But what connects that Aquarius thing to Taurus is that square, okay? But we have to look at this day. The moon will roll over Venus. It will roll right through these signs. But most importantly, this is the heaviest day of the 2-year period of 2024 and 2025. This is the heaviest day. The whole entire week is, because remember, what happens in spring? What happens to Taurus? Taurus is that time where the sun is coming. The sun has felt the fire of Aries. Aries has broken the water. Aries has done this, right? It's that breaking of the ice by the sun, right? The breaking of that is Mars, right? The ice jam happens because of Mars. Like a traffic jam because of our cars. But look at Taurus. Taurus is when the sun opens up and the earth is receiving the sun's light, and all those seeds in the ground start germinating, right? And start growing and start collecting all that chlorophyll. Because even though the war machine wants to crash on, farmers still have to grow the food for the warriors to battle the force of Mars, right? And then on the other side, we have Scorpio, right? So we have to look at how we are sowing our seeds in this heavyweight time, right? Because that weight that sinks that hook to the bottom of the pond is about weight, right? And what do we have in Taurus? We have this house of Venus and Earth, and we have Venus, Moon, the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus. We have all these guys, all these heavyweight players. Remember, Venus is she's not quite the same size as the Earth. I mean, I think she's like 2/3 the size of the Earth. And then we got the Moon, which is like 1/3 the size of the Earth, and it's closest, right? And then we have the Sun. The Sun is 99% of our lives. And then we have Uranus, which is 4 times the size of the Earth. And Uranus is the Earth's consort. And then we have Jupiter, where all the planets excluding the sun can fit into it 2.5 times. And we have all that weight. This is the heaviest lopsided time of the year. Because remember, the Earth is over here. The Earth is over here at 18 degrees, right? The Earth is always opposite the sun. The Earth is over here by herself, and it's a lopsided, it's an earthy spring, and the Earth is all by herself in Scorpio. Getting hooked with the sinker, okay? This is the Earth. You know, in a water house. This is what it's unfortunate we don't see the planet Earth over here, okay? So we have to think about this coming up, right? We have to think about our war machine. We have to think about where Mars is being at home, because Mars will be at home at 5 degrees, opposed my sun at 2 degrees Leo. And Mars will be there in Aries in a 4th house, right? This is it. You got to put this chart together where you are, right? All the charts, when I show you these charts, these are drawn for Banff on the Continental Divide, but you got to take this time, the times I have, you have to take that and put this in your own location. We're all living in one location. You and I are just alike. We all breathe in, and we all have planets, and what's going on in the heavens is always going to influence us because the heavens are part of the Earth. So we're going backwards here, guys. I'm going to show you the Bow River flood right here, 2013. And I'm going to show you this. The sun is in Gemini, right? The sun is in this crossover energy, okay? This is the day when the flood was definitely a flood, and for the next almost month, this was the time that we all had to get through, right? But look at the weight of the heaven, right? We have four major planets, but most importantly, we have Jupiter, which is the abundance, right? It's the wind and the sun together. The sun and Jupiter are together in Gemini. The sign of the wind, right? And look right there. Look what's happening in Cancer, the water, right? And look where the moon is. The moon is in Scorpio. And look where the nodes are. Look where the nodes are for the flood. Look where the nodes are. It's the moon and Saturn, and the nodes are together in Scorpio. Yeah, it's crazy. They're it's absolute insanity. When we look, and then when we look where Pluto is, Pluto's in Capricorn. You know, the Earth, right? Oppose. You know, here we are. Pluto, the underworld, in the house of the moon, oppose Cancer. You know, here it is, and then look at the 11th house. The 11th house is at Uranus, that unexpected event. And here we are for this right here. This chart right here is the chart that you all have to think about, because this is the conjunction that happens once every 84 years. It's at 21 degrees, 49 minutes, Taurus, okay? This is on the Great Divide. Draw the chart where you are. All these charts hook up to not only me, but King James VI. Because it's all one guy, right? I figured it all out, guys. I know that I am part of the royal family, okay? The Stuarts are still the Stuarts, okay? And that's why I'm bringing you the Father's work, the Father's heaven to you now. So this is 9/11. I'm going to show you this right here. This is how 9/11 was. 9/11 was a crazy day, as you all know. And I'm going to show you how this works, right? I mean, all these charts link together. And this is a day that basically, on this day right here, and look where Jupiter is. Jupiter's at 11 degrees Cancer, okay? On this right day, people said this is the only day they ever saw anything shut down Banff. Okay? This is the first time anyone's ever seen anything shut down Banff. Banff was at a 90% occupancy on this day, and on September 12th, Banff was empty. The Banff Springs went from 90% occupancy on September 11th to 10% occupancy on September 12th. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this to the town. Because the sun right here for this chart, you could be able to do screenshots. The sun is at 10 degrees Capricorn, right? Remember, all these charts link up to King James and me. The sun's at 10 degrees Capricorn, opposed King James's Mercury and my Mercury, and 10 degrees Capricorn is opposed Jupiter at 11 degrees 37 minutes, okay? I mean, look at the Cancer sun. Oh, it's moved. But yeah, look at the Cancer moon. It's just has started, right? By the next day, the moon will be there opposed. The moon and Jupiter will be opposed the next day. The town of Banff's sun. I'll get over here this way so you can see this. It's quite simple, right? Look at it. Just like so. Look, guys, I want to call it quits. It's 12 a.m. That's my job. You got the charts. You can do your screenshots. I hope I didn't go too fast. And I hope you are more one with the Father, just like me. Put your chart together every single day. Look at what's happening in your life and put it against your chart like I've shown you how to tonight. My prayers are for you. It's a new day.